Fuzzy
tales in the evening.
Down at the shop.
Gather round, friends.
Crawl, fly, and hop.
Chinchilla, Cinderella, royal rabbits and dogs. Lizards who are wizards and fish who sing songs. That's a fuzzy tale.
A fuzzy tale.
Hey, where have you been all day?
I've been looking out the window. I love watching the big trucks go by.
I like looking out the window, too. Did you see that fire hydrant that sprays water this way and this way, too?
There's always something amazing to see wherever you look.
Willa, I think you just introduced today's fuzzy tale. Today's story is called The Girl Who Cried Unicorn. Willa, you can play Farmer Willa.
Yeehaw!
Nibbles, Bo, and Dilbert can be the townspeople. And the McCleary brothers will play the fish. Once upon a time, there lived a farmer named Willa. Farmer Willa's farm had a big red barn, a shiny tractor, and a pond with 2 very special goldfish in it.
Wow! Sounds like a great farm!
Once a week, when all the work was done, Farmer Willa would take a trip into town to visit all of her friends. On this particular day, everyone was talking about the most amazing things they had ever seen.
Once, I saw a cloud shaped like a dragon.
Once, I saw a polka-dotted parakeet do the cha-cha.
I once splashed a puddle so high, it went over a tree.
But poor Willa had spent her whole life on the farm and felt she had never seen anything quite as amazing as everybody else.
Hey, Farmer Willa, why don't you tell us about the most amazing thing you've ever seen?
She thought about her tractor.
Oh, that's boring.
Then she thought about the pretty blue sky she saw yesterday.
Nobody wants to hear about that.
She even thought about the flowers that grow in her garden.
Oh, please.
So Farmer Willa said the first thing that came to her mind.
One time I saw, a unicorn. Oh, my goodness.
Wow, a real unicorn.
Can we meet this unicorn? I have so many questions to ask. Like, how does it wear hats? And does its horn ever get cold?
The problem was, Willa had never actually seen a unicorn before. She had made the story up.
That may be so, but if I can find a real unicorn, then my story will be true.
So Farmer Willa told everyone that yes, they could meet the unicorn. They would just have to wait until tomorrow. The next morning, Farmer Willa set out nice and early.
Finding a unicorn should be easy. I just need to think like one. That way. Unicorn! Oh, unicorn! Hello? No unicorn here. Here, unicorn. Don't be shy.
But there didn't seem to be any unicorns anywhere. Farmer Willa was starting to give up hope.
Oh, this was supposed to be easy. Now what am I going to tell everyone?
So the next day, when all of her friends gathered to see the unicorn, Farmer Willa had something to say.
I'm sorry, everyone. I've never seen a unicorn before. In fact, they don't even exist.
Believe me, I've looked.
I only said it because you all had such amazing stories.
I guess I'm just a boring old farm girl with nothing interesting to say. Come on, fishies. Time for your singing lessons.
Whoa! Did those fish just say something?
No, silly. Fish can't talk. You probably just heard them singing. Now that's the most incredible thing I've ever heard.
Farmer Willa, this is your amazing story. Singing fish.
Really? You guys think they're amazing?
So from that day forward, Farmer Willa started to pay more attention to all of the amazing things that were right in front of her eyes.
You know what, Tractor? You're not boring at all. You're amazing!
The end.
Hey, everyone, let's go look out the window and see if we can see something amazing.
Yeah. Maybe we'll see singing fish.
Guys, we're right here. You don't need to... Oh, never mind.
Fuzzy tales in the evening.
Down at the shop.
Gather round, friends.
Crawl, fly, and hop.
Chinchilla, Cinderella, royal rabbits and dogs. Lizards who are wizards and fish who sing songs. That's a fuzzy tale.
A fuzzy tale.
Gertie, everyone keeps saying Happy Valentine's Day, and I have no idea what they're talking about.
Well, Valentine's Day is a day when we all take the time to tell each other how much we care.
Shouldn't we do that every day?
You're absolutely right, Willa. Think of Valentine's Day as a reminder of how good it feels to spread love and kindness. Something that's important to do all year long.
Sounds nice.
Today I'm going to tell you all a special Valentine's Day story called The Fuzzy Wizard of Oz. Willa, you can play Dorothy. Dilbert, you can play the Tin Duck. Ramona, you'll be the Scarecrow, and Bo, you can play the Cowardly Parrot.
All right!
Everybody comfortable? Let's start the show. Once upon a time, in a faraway place called the Land of Oz, there lived a chinchilla named Dorothy and her pet puppy named Toto.
I only have paws for you. Aww, I knew you cared, Toto.
But unfortunately, not everyone in the Land of Oz was feeling the love.
Sorry, Dorothy. We aren't celebrating Valentine's Day.
What the Tin Duck means to say is that we can't celebrate Valentine's Day. We just don't have what it takes.
What do you mean you don't have what it takes? All you have to do is spread the love.
There's just one teeny-weeny problem, Dorothy. I'm the Tin Duck, and I don't have a heart. You can't feel love without one.
And you know how the best part of Valentine's Day is writing Valentines to all your friends? Well, it's awfully hard to find the right words when you don't have a brain.
And no matter how many Valentines you make, you still need courage to give them to someone. And I certainly don't have any.
Isn't there anything we can do? We desperately want to spread the love on Valentine's Day.
I think I know someone who can help. Follow that road made of yellow bricks.
And with that, they were on their way to see the Fuzzy Wizard of Oz.
Hey, there's someone behind that curtain.
It is I, the wonderful and now squeaky clean Wizard of Oz.
We have a Valentine's Day emergency.
Cackle, cackle.
What was that?
It's that awful Wicked Witch of the West.
Every year, the Wicked Witch of the West tried to ruin Valentine's Day for everyone in the Land of Oz.
And this time, he's gone too far. He's taken everyone's Valentines.
That's awful. Terrible.
Save Valentine's Day for the Land of Oz, and I will give you anything you desire.
So Dorothy and her friends tracked down the Wicked Witch of the West.
No, no, no! Not even one of these has my name on it!
Wicked Witch of the West, we're going to have to take those back. How would you like it if someone came and took all of your Valentines?
I wouldn't know. Nobody has ever given me one.
So that's why he doesn't like Valentine's Day.
Nobody, even the Wicked Witch of the West, should feel left out on a day like today.
So Dorothy, the Tin Duck, the Scarecrow Bunny, and the Cowardly Parrot got down to work making a special Valentine just for the witch.
What should it say?
I've got it.
And when it was all finished,
Wicked Witch of the West, happy Valentine's Day.
Huh? Bubble, bubble, toil and trouble. Be our Valentine on the double? No one has ever asked me to be their Valentine before.
turns out that the Wicked Witch was actually a very nice witch. All he needed was a little love. And the best part was, Dorothy's friends found out that they had what they needed all along.
We spread the love to the Wicked Witch of the West. That took a lot of courage, a lot of thought, and a lot of heart.
And with that, they all lived happily ever after. The end.
Wow! Who knew that saying 3 little words could spread so much love and joy?
And the more you say them, the happier you feel.
Well, then let's say them again.
Happy Valentine's Day!
Fuzzy
Tales in the evening.
down at the shop.
Gather round, friends.
Crawl, fly, and hop.
Chinchilla, Cinderella, royal rabbits and dogs. Lizards who are wizards and fish who sing songs. That's a fuzzy tale.
Fuzzy tale.
What's all the commotion?
We're trying to see which pet makes the biggest sound.
I think it's my quack.
No, it's definitely my squawk.
It must be the biggest pet that makes the biggest sound. So, seeing as I'm the biggest, it must be my ferocious bark.
I'm not so sure it's always the biggest pet that makes the biggest sound, Nibbles.
What do you mean, Gertie?
Well, I think I know 3 Fuzzkateers who can tell us all about it. Today's fuzzy tale is called The 3 Fuzzkateers and the Lion, starring Nibbles, Willa, and Genius Bob as the 3 Fuzzkateers, Dilbert as the king, and all the mice as the townspeople. Once upon a time, there were 3 Fuzzkateers. They were the strongest, bravest, and smartest of all the king's royal guard. One day, the king called upon them for a very important quest.
My Fuzzateers, your kingdom needs you. The tiny mouse village seems to be in a big pickle.
What's the trouble, Your Highness?
It's a lion!
Did you say a lion?
It's in a cave, and it's been howling and growling all day long. The whole village is frightened.
This certainly sounds like a job for the 3 Fuzzateers.
Remember what we always say. All for one.
And one for all. With that math, we can do anything.
So the 3 Fuzzkateers went bravely on their way. And sure enough, when they arrived at the mouse village, they could hear the howling and growling coming from the cave.
Sounds like when Nibbles hasn't had his dinner.
Worse. Like when I haven't had my dessert.
Fuzzateers, thank goodness you're here. That lion has scared everyone away, and no one will come out of your houses. Please do something quickly.
Never fear, little friend. I hope.
You can do it, Fuzzateers!
So the 3 Fuzzkateers made their way into the cave as the lion's roar grew bigger and louder.
Willa, you go first. You're the bravest.
But when they got closer to the frightful sound, they were surprised to find that there wasn't a ferocious lion, but a fuzzy little kitten.
A kitten?
How could such a tiny kitten make such a big sound?
It sounds like we've been hearing an echo. I've read about them in my textbooks, but I've never heard one myself.
An echo? What could that be?
What is an echo, Gertie?
You see, when the kitten meowed, the sound bounced off the walls of the cave, making it sound bigger, longer, and louder than normal.
That's science! So cool!
Very good explanation, Gertie.
Do you think the kitten might be frightened?
Let me have a look. Sweet carrots! There's a thorn in her paw.
Oh, no! How can we help her?
Nibbles, you're the strongest. You pull it out.
I am pretty strong, but these paws are too big to pull out a tiny thorn.
It won't take the smartest, bravest, or strongest to solve this problem. It's going to take the smallest.
And they knew just the place to find some tiny help. But the mice in the village were still too scared to come out of their houses.
Just like you needed our help, now the kitten needs your help.
Suddenly, the tiniest mouse came forward.
I'll do it.
So the brave little mouse entered the cave and pulled the thorn out of the kitten's paw.
It's King Dilbert.
Fuzzateers, I can see you have saved the day once again. Quacktastic!
It wasn't us this time, Your Highness. It was this brave little mouse.
Bravo, my tiny hero. Say, have you ever thought of a position in my royal guard? Really? Me?
That's what I call a perfect ending.
All for one.
And one for all!
The end.
Wow, I guess you were right. It's not always the biggest pet who makes the loudest sound. Maybe it's the biggest pet who makes the quietest sound.
Quack.
Squawk! Sorry.